any other day. Hey, I'm live on YouTube. Might be one or two of you here. Nice to see you guys. Guy? You guys? And Facebook's live. I had this experience where one time I was on tour with my band, and we were hanging out at my friend's house in Texas, and I made fun of someone for saying y'all. I don't know if it was even me. Anyway, it came up in conversation because they kept saying y'all, and we were like, y'all, y'all be, we just said it too, not making fun, but we just said it too, like haha. And she goes, what do y'all want me to say? You guys. And I thought it was hilarious. It's the first time I ever heard someone like make fun of you guys as though it wasn't a normal thing to say, but it's in the South, it's really not. So there you go. Anyway, welcome. I know there's a couple of you guys on YouTube. There's a couple maybe on Facebook. Whenever it's convenient, let me know if you can hear me. It would be fantastic. And tonight I'm going to do self-defense. I'm going to do like a little warm-up, and I'm going to do the self-defense items we did not do in the earlier classes. So, I know we have our friends that join us, who of course are students and then who are not. I'm actually going to raise this camera up, which is somehow a very difficult process, but I think it's a better look when it's up here. Okay, that probably looks super cool to you guys. Like riding up in an elevator. But now we're both, a child's eye level. So we got Sean Doherty. What's up? I can hear you, my man. Thank you so much for letting me know. And hi, Greg. I can hear from Taylor. So good to see you guys. If you want the whole picture on the self-defense, so what I'm going to try and do is cover the ones I didn't cover yesterday and the day before. So if you look at the videos from yesterday and the day before, yesterday or the day before, I do the same moves. Yesterday's, April 20th, 420 was a little more repping. So I repped each move a bunch of times. They explained it a little less, repped it a little more. Today I intend to do the ones in the white belt, one stripe. No, sorry, all of white belt. I looked at every stripe. I put all the standing self-defense stuff in a single list, and I'm going to try and get through the rest of that list today. So I'm actually going to skip the warm-up. We're going to get right into doing the moves. It's 7 o'clock now, so I'm just going to jump right in. Okay, and I guess I'm going to have to only remember that. Oh, I got the same ceiling on both cameras, so that's good. Okay, because I'm going to have my list up on my other one. Trying to reconnect. One moment. Your video is in pause. You can end the broadcast. I don't know why that would be. Okay, my apologies. On Facebook, my phone was telling me it seemed not to have a good connection. I don't know why that would be. The safe bet, if anything happens to your Facebook connection, is to pull it up on YouTube. I did put the link on there for that as well, because I know we're good on YouTube. Okay, so let's start with the standing ear or hair grab. What do you do if somebody grabs you? And sometimes we do a front hand, single hand choke in midair, in empty space, right? Without a wall behind you. If somebody grabs you like this, or your ear or your hair, the movement that we have to do, hey, Bart's here, good to see you, brother. The movement that we do if somebody basically grabs anything with a sort of a straight arm and pushes, that could be our throat, like I said, ear or hair. It's the same movement. When that hand comes at me, I'm going to grab it with two C grips like this. Except one of my elbows is going to be higher than the other for two reasons, right? One of those reasons is that the elbow being high on one side, like they grab me, let's say, with the hand on this side, if I put the other hand high, I block their free hand from being able to easily hit my face. That's one reason. But the other is, if I want to turn, I'm going to want to turn their arm. And, my elbow runs into myself here. But here I have a big turn, right? So if this was a key and a lock, I wouldn't grab it like this, like a giant key and a lock. I wouldn't grab it like this to turn it. I'm grabbing it like this. And we are going to turn their arm over. So those are the two reasons. This happens to also protect my face. So I'm going to say that they're grabbing me with their right for everyone's knowledge. This would be their right hand grabbing my throat right here. So I'm going to grab here with my elbow up on the side that is not the arm they're using. Step back with the foot on the same side as the high elbow. And let's just talk about the movement. High elbow on one side, make a C grip with both hands. Step back on the same side as the high elbow. And now footwork is this. You've taken one step straight back. Now turn the key, bring your elbow over their arm, and step sideways. And what happens is you catch their arm in your armpit. But let's just worry about physically what we do with our bodies today. I'm not going to get too much into, because we have a list of moves. I won't get too into, hey, imagine they're doing this. I'm going to say, look, do this movement with me. We're going to grab 2 C grips, high elbow, step straight back with that foot being same side as the high elbow. Turn the key and step across. Right. I essentially did, my footwork was 1 straight back and then 90 degrees here. So we'll just do that a couple more times. And again, I'll timestamp this one since I am running through a bunch of moves. That's not the optimal class. Honestly, you'd remember more if I did 1 move or 2 moves or something. But I would like to have touched on each of these, and I can timestamp it so you can go back and watch whichever one you're trying to remember or want to work on. And you can, of course, watch it, rewatch, look at the instruction, pause it, work it for as long as you want. So I'm just trying to get the info down. Okay, so one more time, 2 C grips on the arm, high elbow, step back on the high elbow side, turn that giant key, and step. Do a couple. Right. Here, grab me. Here. 2 more. Okay. Good. So that's what to do if someone grabs you in a standing ear or hair grab. That's what we call it, standing ear and hair grab, or your throat. Okay. Standing rear choke we did do. Okay. Rear bear hug with your arms free. Someone grabs me, as many of you guys who are experienced know, someone grabs me under my arms from behind. Come up behind like this. I'm going to immediately put my hands on the floor. My hands go on the floor where you can see me. I'm going to move around if I need to center one of their legs in my sights here. So I do this. Boom. I look for their leg, find it, but I always keep one hand on the floor in front of me. Okay, and it should be your full palm. Matter of fact, let me change the angle a little bit on Facebook so you can definitely see the floor. All right. Somebody grabs me from behind. I lean over, and I always keep one hand on the floor, and the other one reaches back for their leg. And then I walk backwards and I pick it up. Walking backwards gets their leg to do this. I'm running into their leg with my butt. So I go here, find their leg, walk backwards, and pick it up. It is a simple movement. We'll do it a bunch of times here. Let's do it like 5, 6 more times. Imagine someone grabs you under the arms. Boom. I find their foot, then I walk backwards, pick it up. Hands down, reach back. You know, I'm keeping this hand on the floor at all times, the hand in front of me. You don't reach back with 2 hands because of what happens if I fall forward now. I'm going to eat pavement or carpet or wherever we are. So, boom, reach back, walk back, and pick it up. Okay? I'm going to do 2 more. Right? Again, low reps, lots of moves today. Not lots, 8, something like 8. Hands down, because they grab you around the waist, you want to be hard to pick up. So hands on the floor. Changes your center of gravity, makes you heavy and weird shaped. Now, reach back for their leg. If you can't see their leg, you'd move a little bit. So you see their leg, you're gonna grab, walk backwards, and that's when you should be able to pick it up. Okay, that's bear hug. Hey, Jay Watson. That's bear hug under the arms. And if they grab over your arms, the movement is this. If someone grabs me from behind like this, over my arms, and like, you know, again, pins my arms to my side, if I can, as early as possible, I want to keep my arms from getting pinned to my side by thinking one word. Rear bear hug, it's either your hands go to the floor, that's under the arms. If it's over the arms, the one word you should think of is pizza. Why pizza? Because it's going to be like I have a pizza in my hands and I'm handing it to somebody. And you can see there's no space here. And when I do this, there's a space here. I have made a wedge out of myself. You know, and if you imagine how much harder it is to hold a sandwich sign that's shaped like this versus a pole or something that's straight up and down, which I am right now, then you see why we do it. By creating a wedge, we make it hard to grab us. Someone grabs me over the arms, I go here. Boom. Okay. And what to do next sometimes gets confused by people. So let's just do the movement. I'm just going to do what I do. Here's the pizza. Now I'm going to do this. I fake one way with my hips. It's a little salsa for you. Fake one way, and then I go the other way. Bring my feet together, but I don't stop there. This foot is going on a big journey to my foot and then in a big circle, basically behind the person. Okay? So I do pizza, and then I fake one way, and then this foot's going to come, draw a big circle around the person. Now I've actually stepped behind them. I'm going to hold on to their legs here and bring my hips forward, and you'll actually pick the person up here. What you don't want to do is try to pick somebody up with your back. It's all hips. Okay, so we look real cool doing this one, I know. It should be pizza. Right away, get your base. Someone grabs you. This pizza, handing them a pizza. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. Fake one way, go the other way. Draw a circle, grab their legs, and lift. And the lift should be, I'm going basically from my soles of my feet to my toes as my hips come forward. And they're almost resting on this leg that I just brought behind them. They're almost sitting on it. So you're just levering them up. It's not picking them up. So this is why I can do this to somebody bigger than me. John Sala, good to see you. Perfect that you're here. We're doing some one stripe stuff. Some of it's two stripe, three stripe stuff. But we're doing all the standing self-defense. So bear hug over the arms. I make a pizza, like I'm handing someone a pizza, and I get my base. And now I do this. Fake one way with my hips. Fake one way. Feet together, but draw a big circle behind the person. Grab their legs and throw. So let's do a few more reps. Let's do like 3-4 more reps. Boom. Fake, circle, grab the legs, and lift. Lift, you got hips forward. It's all about your hips forward. Pizza. Right? Fake, circle, grab the legs, and lift. Pizza, fake, circle, grab the legs, and lift by hipping forward. Notice not just my hands move. I don't just stand up straight. It's like a big hip forward. 2 more. Boom. Fake, circle, grab the legs, and lift. Pizza, fake, circle, grab the legs, and lift. Okay? If you came in on this one, you've only missed 3 moves. 2, 3 moves. Okay. 4. That was the 4th. Okay. And we have like 4 more. Sucker punch defense. Sucker punch defense, we're talking about a situation. So now we did, I'm just changing my angle, improving my angle on Facebook. Okay. We did 2 scenarios, 2 fight scenarios as a class, like last week and maybe the end of the week before. Fight scenario is we're squared off and we're going in a fight we know we're in. The difference with a sucker punch is you didn't know you were in this fight to begin with. So sucker punch is our next one here. And what it's going to be is this. Somebody's standing in front of me, right? So they're not far away from me. They're not on the gray and I'm in the blue way over here. We're like, they're in striking range. They're right in front of me. And maybe they're even like, hey man, yelling at me. What's up? Like, So I know it might be an aggressive situation. And the moment you get close enough to a stranger, especially nowadays, they're not wearing a mask, your hands come up, right? So the idea is you square up with me, you're yelling at me, and my hands are up. I'm just like, hey, I don't have a problem. Whatever keeps your hands up. I'm cold. What time is it? But keep your eyes on the person. But you do want your hands up. It's like, hey, man, listen, no problem. Like, this is defensive anyway. This is very different than this. This means I might hit you in a moment. This is not, I'm about to hit you. This is, don't hit me, or hey, no problem on my side. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so my hands are up. And as soon as we see somebody who's like this, go like this, that's the beginning of them throwing a punch. So this punch sucks. Like somebody might hit you with it. They might, this telegraphs the punch. It's true, but it's where our power comes from. So while it's true that someone could be yelling at you and hit you without turning their shoulders, that's just bicep strength, and you're not going to generate a lot of force. Like force comes when you get your hips in the picture. Okay, We could probably block both punches anyway, though, because the difference between our hands being up and at our sides in terms of blocking a punch is immense. I can share a video that shows like how many milliseconds it takes on average to get your hands up. A cool video that I found. But we're just going to suffice it to say that my hands are up, and I'm going to do this. As soon as somebody rears back, I go here, okay? So what is that movement? That's me wrapping my hands, my hooks, over and behind their triceps. I'm actually trying to block the tricep. Don't block the bicep. Your wrist will do that. My wrist is doing that. And my fingers, my hand is blocking the tricep, so he can't pull a punch back either. So we're here, and then we go here. I'm putting my temple against the person's chest, and I'm catching over the top, and try to keep your elbows close to your body. You don't want to grab them like this, because what happens is if you catch my arm here, but I can hit you in the ribs, I will. But if you catch it and you're blocking the fronts entirely with that forearm, then there's not going to be a body shot either. Okay. So let's do a few sucker punch defenses. We're standing, somebody's in our face, don't like that. My hand, hey man, no problem. And then when they throw a punch, you're here. And then the other piece is, let's walk them backwards. So it should look like this. They're right in my face. Let's say they're in the gray. They're right in my face. And I go here. And then I'm going to push into them and walk them backwards. When you walk somebody backwards, it's hard to hit you. Okay, so we're here. I'm here, and then I walk them backwards. 3D, a little piranha effect for you. So we're here. Boom, step in. And now I'm pushing off my back foot, and I'm trying to move them backwards. So just a few more. I'm here. Someone's in my face. They're yelling, hey, look, man, no problem. Whoop, boom. Because they started to rear back. So you just cover both arms. You don't cover one. You don't block one in midair. You don't try to catch the punch. That's a karate movie. That's not going to happen. Okay, so I'm here, and then move them backwards. Here, and then here, and then I move them backwards. Okay, let's do it 2 more times. Practice. All right, here, boom. And then I move them backwards. And move your guy backwards. You might have to really lean into someone to move them, but you're catching them by surprise, so that shouldn't be. Getting them going should happen. Okay. Two-handed lapel grip. We just actually have a few more here. Two-handed lapel grip. So somebody grabs you by your lapels. Maybe they're shaking you, but this is hands apart. There are 2 different moves. One is if somebody grabs you by your lapels and puts them together. I feel like maybe both of these are rare at this point, but like somebody could grab you by your jacket, right? Hands are apart. If the hands are together, there's a different move. You should know that, okay? One that we're not going to do till blue belt. Someone grabs your lapels here. I would say it's common. There's a little space in there. So we're going to do this. Someone just grabbed my 2 lapels. I'm going to do this. I get my base. Of course, that's like one of the first things we always do. And I'm going to do this. My hands clap together, and I reach all the way to the sky. So my hands clap together right about where their arms are. And my hands go up as high as they can. I get closer to them, and I wrap over their arms and hold my own wrist. And now I hang my weight a little bit. Okay? So the person who had grabbed me, I'm over their arms, and I'm like, now I'm hanging on their arms a little bit. That's what you want. And by the way, when you create this hoop, you want to be, there's such a thing as being like around just their wrists, and then, or being further up their arm. You want to be above the elbow. So we're doing this. Get our base, shoot our hands up, come over the top, move forward a little bit. Now you're drawing a hoop around their arms, not at the wrists near me, but around their elbows. And I'm going to squeeze them together and hang my weight a little bit. And then we're going to take them down. So from here, I'm going to side bend. When I side bend, they side bend. I'm controlling both their arms. Their entire shoulder girdle's under my control. So when I do this, they do this. And then I'm going to step beside them with my foot and throw them. So if you're worried about none of the imagining stuff and you just do what I do, pay attention to my body movements and just mimic them. Okay? So up and over, make a circle with your arms. Side bend. Okay? Now step across and throw. It really is a simple couple movements. I'm just going to give a little bit more height to my Facebook friends here. You're not going to see the top of my head. It's okay. Nothing going on there. Boom. I make a wrap here. Right? I side bend. I step across. and I'm tripping them over my leg. Okay. Anytime I'm tripping someone over my leg, I generally don't put my heel down. I'm on the ball of my foot, not flat. Because if they land on my knee, no good. No good for me. Okay. From here all the way up. So don't do this bent arms at all. All the way up. Wrap over. Hold on. You can hang your weight a little bit. Side bend. Step across. I'm on the ball of my foot. Ball of my right foot that just stepped in. Ball of my foot. And then turn to throw them. A few more. Get your base. Clap. Super high arms. Grab over. Okay. Hang your weight on their arms. Side bend. Step beside them. And here's the throw. Let's do a few more. Right. Hooking over their arms. Hang my weight. Side bend. Step and throw. Okay. I do this divine movement here. Circle around the arms. Hang my weight. Side bend. Step across and throw. This movement here. Circle. Hang. Lean. Foot across and throw. Simple movement. Very simple movement. Okay. And that's a two-handed lapel grab if their hands are apart. Hands are together is weird. I mean, it's hard to do. But anyway, there's a move for it we're not doing right now. Okay. Guillotine defense. Guillotine defense is going to be either some imagination or you can just do as I do. Right? When someone catches me in a guillotine, maybe I went for a tackle or something and they caught my head. My head went into the stockade backwards, basically. So my body's in front of them, my head is behind them. They've caught my head, and I'm here. I have to address the threat first. So it's survive and then escape, and then punish. But to survive, I have to get my hand in. Let's say their body's here on the far side of me. Let's say this. I'm going to turn here. Let's say their body's here, and my head is next to them here, and this arm is wrapped around, okay? So I'm going to do this. If that's the case, I'm going to hold the wrist of the arm that's coming through with the same side hand. I'm just going to grab that and drape my other hand over their back. So your movement is this. You're here. Your head's in the stockade, kind of. Grab the wrist. Drape the other arm over their back. Hang your weight a little bit. Can't pick our feet up off the floor when we're solo, but you almost can when you're with somebody. Pick them up, not all the way. Don't bend your knees. Keep your feet near the floor, but you can hang all your weight. And what happens is the person who's choking you, the weight drags the arm open instead of closed, so they can't choke you there, right? Okay. They catch your head. You're going to catch their wrist, drape your arm over their back, okay? Very simply. Now, when they go to pick you up, you're going to go around the back draping side. You're not going to go around the side of their body where they have your head, or you're going to be very uncomfortable. You're going to crimp your own neck in there. So you go to the drape side. So you're here and here. We're going to walk around to the drape side for our purposes today. Get the wrist, drape, walk around to the drape side. Now, use your knee in contact with your body and lean them backwards, and they will fall down. We'll stay on our feet today. They will fall down. We will fall down probably with them, and we'll end up on top, and that's a good position for us. Even if they still have our head, there's stuff we can do. So my head's in the stockade, right? I'm going to hold the wrist of the choking arm, drape here, okay? And I'm going to walk around to the drape side. I was in front of him, now I'm beside him. Now I'm going to, with my knee that's behind him, I'm going to touch the back of his knee, and then I'm going to tilt him backwards here. Tilt him backwards, and you'll have a control over the person, a controlled fall. A fall that you control, we hope. Okay. Head's in the stockade, catch the wrist, drape the arm, come around to the drape side. So you see, I just bend my knee and come onto my toes so I can do that. And then I lean the person backwards. Okay. I'm going to switch sides in case it's easier for you to see. I recommend you get good at one side. Heads in the stockade, their body's on this side of me. They're wrapped around this one just for a different angle for you. I hold the wrist, I drape the arm. I walk around to the drape side. I touch their knee. I'm doing this. Touching their knee, leaning them back. They will fall with me here, with me on top. Head to the stockade, get the wrist, drape the arm, come around the side, touch the knee, put them down. Last two. Here, come around, put them down. Here, come around, put them down. Okay. We're down to our last one. Our last one here. Headlock, defense with lift. And then you guys know that it's that there's yoga on the for you Facebook people. Katie's doing yoga at 7:30. And at 8:30, just so you guys know, there's a watch party. So jump into Zoom. I'm doing a watch party. We're looking at some instructionals together. Okay. But it's just hang out and talk about technique. So it's cool. It's just jiu-jitsu class. All right. Headlock defense with lift. Now, if somebody puts me in a headlock, this is really best for an upright headlock. So I really could have been vertical for you guys today on the book. Okay. So there's a couple of headlocks I could put some. I could put someone in a headlock, start wrenching them around like this. And sometimes there's the headlock you put someone in, and you go, hey man, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Keep their head near your head, maybe because you're talking your game. Grab them, and you're kind of upright. I would say this is the headlock for me. That trigger-wise, that's how I choose this movement. Someone puts me in a headlock, but I'm still standing. Okay. The alternative situation is not just that they kept you up here, but you kept yourself up here. Somebody grabbed you and they tried to throw you down. But when they grabbed your neck, you put your hips in, so you couldn't be bent over, and you're still standing with them. In either case, my head is in a headlock from somebody standing right here, and I'm upright. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to reach over their shoulder and under their chin. So I'm going all the way, palm up, under their chin, and then this one reaches behind their knee, closer to me. They're standing here. I'm going to come behind this knee here and actually pick them up. So I'm using my hips to pick them up. It's not going to be that I pick them up with my arm strength. It's going to be that I get my hips underneath. And what might happen, and I'll pick them up, and yes, like WWE, I will slam them to the floor. This was a fun one in my black belt test and brown belt test. So, and blue belt. You guys do this at blue belt. Okay. So someone grabs me in a headlock. Okay. Turn your chin to face them, as we always do in a headlock. Now come over their shoulder and under their chin. That's a big circle, and palm up. Now this hand is just my palms toward you. It's forward. Palm facing forward. You're behind their knee. Get your hips underneath, and you're going to pick them up. You're going to pick them up here. Slam. Okay. Upright headlock. For whatever reason, come over their shoulder with the arm that's behind them. Over their shoulder. Hold their chin. Hold their knee behind. Scoop them up, and you put them down. Sometimes all that happens is their foot comes off the ground a little bit. It doesn't have to be that you pick them up over your head. It could just be their foot like loses contact with the ground for a second, and that's enough for you to put them down. Let's do this movement just a few more times. We're in a headlock, and we're upright, and the other trigger, their hands are together. If their hands are apart, and I get put in that headlock, I'm blocking that far hand. Again, because I don't want to get punched, but this is a headlock where they've clinched it, they've closed it up. Okay, so I'm too late on blocking the arm. So instead of blocking the arm, under the chin, over the shoulder, under the chin, behind this knee, and you notice I put a lot of hip into that. It's not just my right hand, which is facing forward, doesn't leave my hips at all. It doesn't leave my hips at all, because that would be arm strength. I use my hips to move. I guess there isn't a way to do that isn't absurd looking. Figure out my head, over the shoulder, under the chin, get the leg, and my hips move my arm, okay? Last one. Pick them up, slam them. Run into the crowd, okay? Anyway, it's about that time. It's 7:20 something, 6, 7. And I want to thank you guys for doing self-defense with me. Sometimes when we're learning jiu-jitsu, other things become more cool to spend our time on, because jiu-jitsu guys who have done jiu-jitsu for a while, they start to know defenses to these, and then they wonder, what if the person does this defense, and then what if the person does that defense to the defense, and it gets ever deeper. And it's cool to hang out in deep waters, okay, with jiu-jitsu people, and that's the stuff we want to work on the most. So thank you for staying with me while I deal in like our surface stuff, because that is the stuff you're going to see the most from anybody who did not know jiu-jitsu. If you're talking about protecting yourself in the street, which self-defense is, specifically for those situations. Thanks for hanging out and doing this with me. It's nice to see everybody's names. It's nice to see John Gavin and Taylor, Jay Dumont, and Bart, and John Sala, and all the people that joined us today. So we'll see you guys soon. All right. Take care, YouTubers. Take care.